We were given a warning, but wasn't heard.
If you do the math on that, if we just did 8 months of school, 9 months of school, we'd be looking at close to 50 instances. We would be doubling what we did last year.
That was 2 years ago when Michigan school leaders sounded the alarm about what legalizing pot does to students, just as Ohioans were about to vote on it.
And the kids not realizing that the marijuana in 2023 is not the marijuana their parents grew up with.
Tonight, 1 year after legal recreational marijuana sales began, we are following through on the impact it's had on our schools. And News 5 investigator Jonathan Walsh is live here with us tonight. And Jonathan, you focused on incidents of children bringing drugs onto school property.
Yeah, and you know, Damon, that other states have been dealing with this for years after legalization. So we asked various local school districts to let us know if more availability of cannabis products meant more drug-related incidents in the past year. We also got experts to weigh in on the effects of THC on young, developing minds.
Johnny was a wonderful person.
For Johnny Stack,
He was a normal, happy, funny young man with a lot of friends.
at just 14 years old, he started using marijuana.
That was just the beginning of 5 years of battling what very quickly became an obsession for Johnny, and doctors, programs, treatments, 3 mental hospital stays.
Recreational marijuana had just become legal in Colorado, where he and his family lived. For his mother, Laura,
We didn't know anything about this cannabis-induced psychosis. And
the potency, the dosages
sorry, it just,
became too much.
it didn't have to happen.
Before Ohio voters passed recreational pot, News 5 investigators went to Michigan, where at the time it was 5 years into its recreational cannabis sales. Students there told us what they saw.
I think there's still a lot of people that do it in our school, in school.
That's like putting candy in front of a 5-year-old and going, oh, don't eat this. There's like a dispensary on every corner.
So we wanted to know what's happening in Northeast Ohio.
Education is so much about building relationships.
Dr. Mike Zaller is the current interim superintendent at Avon Local Schools.
The normalizing of marijuana is largely a concern to us because we think it could have long-term negative consequences.
He tells us, despite the additional availability of marijuana,
No 2 days are the same.
the district did not see an uptick in kids bringing THC products to schools in the last year.
But it hasn't really increased to the level where we've had to change anything significantly.
Cleveland Metropolitan Schools also reported no real jump in overall marijuana incidents.
I'm not saying that those aren't things that are issues. I'm not saying that those are, issues and things that we deal with, but you're asking specifically with that change of that policy, have I seen anything? Not to my knowledge.
Public records show at Parma High School's drug-related cases dipped by 23 incidents last year. Its middle schools stayed about the same. At Menor High School, fewer incidents last year, but in the middle schools, 8 more cases than the previous school year. Overall, in the Akron School District, drug incidents went up by 19.
You don't replace brain cells. Once they're gone, they're gone.
Dr. Nora McNamara is a psychiatrist at the Centers for Families and Children in Cleveland. She says about 2/3 of the kids who are admitted have symptoms of psychosis.
So hallucinations, paranoia, delusions, that psychosis is directly related to heavy cannabis use. That's a lot.
She tells us even with cannabis products more widely available, she has not seen a jump in youth cases in the last year. But those who do treat children
Get really nervous about just looking at how more and more people are accepting cannabis use as just kind of a lifestyle choice.
That kind of attitude in Colorado didn't help Johnny, who ended up taking his own life. His mom says he had no history of mental illness, and the only drug they found in his system was marijuana.
Those poor brains of these teens are not designed to have that much THC slammed into it.
Laura started a nonprofit called Johnny's Ambassadors that helps thousands of kids and their families across the country get help with cannabis-related problems.
And we've got to get the word out to teens in Ohio that this stuff is not harmless.
She says 3 days before Johnny died, he told Laura she was right about marijuana hurting his brain.
And it has ruined my mind and my life. And I'm really sorry, Mama. And I love you.
Now, those who sell legal recreational cannabis tell us they have strong security and strict age-verifying systems in their shops. Those opposed to legal marijuana say that still doesn't stop adults from giving products to kids or leaving items out for children to find. Now, keep in mind, we are only a year into all of this. And of course, we're going to stay on top of what, if any, impacts that legal marijuana has on our communities.
Jonathan, thanks for following through on this, and certainly your story should be a conversation starter for a lot of parents with their kids.
Yeah, this is one that they need to have, all families.
Okay, thanks for being here tonight.
You bet.